Welcome back to the Gentry Walk. Preston have now taken on two favourites to win this league and have swatted them away like flies. Fantastic result against Ipswich Town is the focus of our discussion this week. Paul Valentin says that was an incredible effort today. The whole team played out their skin. Ipswich were a constant threat, but remember, we restricted them to very few on target. We had a dodgy ref and a few yellows aside. What a perfect win it was. Welcome back. Most of the team are away on bank holiday weekend holidays this week, but we're delighted still to have hung on to James. James, you were there. He was a very happy North Ender this week.
Yeah, delighted. They were really showed a different side to our game this week. I mean, Ipswich are, I'd say, a far better team than Leicester, so I'm more impressed this week than last week.
Right. Coming up then this week, we'll talk about the brilliance of Paul Valentin. He's not been given too many plaudits so far, but we are going to sing his praises on this week's episodes. We're also going to call out Whiteman's heroics as well. Just what's happened to him this season. Two very impressive performances from our captain. Might be because of last week we talked about swapping the captaincy round. And of course, it's the final 8 days as we're recording this of the transfer window. So who does James want positionally to add to the shopping list if we've got any budget left, of course, which we know we haven't. Plus, we're looking at this season's away shirt with our sunglasses on and asking James whether or not he thinks it's one of the most horrendous Preston shirts that's ever been released. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for getting us to 100 subscribers within a couple of weeks of starting this. If we can help us get to 150 this week, that would be absolutely incredible. Now, we've got the team missing, so James, you're all on your own to give your opinions this week, I'm afraid. But yeah, just talk us about Paul Valentin for a second here. What a player he's been so far.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. We needed pace on the right-hand side, and that's what we've got, really. I mean, Chef Wednesday fans, he didn't really know what to expect, but I think he's been superb, and he's helped us win both games.
The Preston fans weren't happy with the referee in many cases, but this one, as the visual principal says, well played, thought Smith and Paul. Stepped it up today with solid performances against 12 men. Ref was really poor. It was like an extra player for Ipswich. I mean, first of all, on the referee, did you get that sense as well?
He gave us a penalty after 10 minutes, and so after that, he just thought, well, I've got to level the game out now, so I'll give everything against Preston.
Yeah. Yeah, and so often that happens, isn't it? Especially this league when there's no VAR to kind of help them out. It shouldn't happen. Solid performances all round. I mean, we can't really call out Everson for a save this week, can we? Because he didn't really have too much to do. Which I think is credit for Preston, isn't it?
Yeah, if we needed Everson, I'm sure he'd have been there. But the defensive effort was superb. I mean, I will highlight Ipswich are a really, really good footballing side. So we were all delighted that we shut them out. I think they'll be right up there. And I think just from everyone down to the centre halves, to the midfield, obviously we'll touch on Ben Whiteman, but the midfielders were brilliant as well.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Whiteman then. Shall we? Lots of fans are saying similar here to what Adam says. Credit where it's due. Whiteman has shown up these past few games. It's absolutely fantastic to see. Look, he gets his detractors, doesn't he? Do you always think the criticism is over the top when he has a poor game, James? In your view, is he just become a very easy target for criticism?
Yeah, I mean, in the last sort of 18 months, he's been quite poor by his standards before that, but it's classic North End, just look for a scapegoat, blame everything on him, when he's not been the problem, and his past two performances, he's just been colossal, and I've got nothing but good things to say about him, really. To keep going after a fan base has hounded you, I think is shows who he is. I think he's a great player.
Yeah. We talked about Ali McCann becoming the captain last week. We'll probably have to quieten those talk of that down, won't we, if this is Whiteman performances carry on?
Yeah, McCann would be my vice captain, but you can't. It'd be so detrimental to Whiteman if you took the captaincy off him, especially after these last few games.
Yeah, the transfer window closes in 8 days' time, and I suppose it's important to talk about the players to keep as well as those players bringing in, isn't he? Let's talk about one of them, which I'm sure people want. Millie. as many have said, he just runs himself into the ground, doesn't he? Second half, Jefferson wasn't really able to kind of meet those standards and get those runs in that Millie went. But is he up there in terms of number one players you absolutely have to keep come 7 p.m. next Monday?
He's the only one that scores, Mark. So yeah, yeah, he would be top of my list. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know what we do without him.
There is no price tag then that you could put on him in the next 8 days that would even tempt the club.
20 million.
Right, you'd sell for 20.
Yeah, but I think North End, if we get any bid north of 10 million, we'll be rubbing our hands going, yeah, well, that'll do.
Yeah. What you do for goals then, though, would be difficult. Other fans have said about Ozzy as well, that he leads the line as well as scores the goals. There is leadership qualities in there as well. Do you see that on the pitch as well?
I'm not necessarily sure about leadership. I just think the team knows that he's the go-to guy for goals. I think, obviously, it's well stated his aggression, good or bad. I think it whips the team up, whips the stadium up. I just don't see a world where we can sell him. It'd be such a big loss. We couldn't replace him. I'd say no. I'd say no to everyone.
And there's just a final word then on the manager. So Sheffield United are going through a tough time at the moment. They're likely probably to sack Sellers if he doesn't win at Middlesbrough at the weekend. We've already seen some tweets. You know what's coming here from some Blades fans saying, "Go and have a chat with Preston." You couldn't see him doing that, could you?
I'd hope not. But I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Oh, why would you want to go to a team that's not won a game?
I mean, what they've been saying is, look, what they're missing at the moment is hard work, intensity, belief in each other, passion, and just people running. And that's exactly, watch any Preston game. This maybe the first half against QPR was a bit off, but from that second half against QPR, that's all we've seen from this Preston side, isn't it? Tenacity, fighting for the ball, fighting for each other, and that's down to that manager, isn't it? You come off that pitch and you've got to have given everything for that shirt, and that's what I love about Heckingbottom sides. You can see why they want him back then.
Oh yeah, I totally could see why they want him back, but I just think if he's a man of his word and he believes in the project and everything that he's stated and he wants to improve us as a club, I just don't see why you trod back over old ground.
All right, fair comment. Yeah, I mean, look, people are saying, "Oh, let's not carried away." It's too good result, but it's still only three games in. I mean, do you say to these people, "Look, we've had we've had rubbish starts. We've nearly relegated last season. Just let us enjoy it." There's some Preston fans going, "Look, we all need to calm down a bit here." Do we?
I think I'm a little bit in the calm down camp because
Okay.
we saw it a couple of years ago. We were top in September and just fizzled out. I mean, I think we've got the makings of, and people are right to be excited because we have beaten Ipswich and Leicester, two of the favourites. So there is a lot to be said in that. We've beaten two very, very good sides. So I think, in my opinion, we've got to aim for between 5th and 10th. That's got to be the aim. Anywhere in there. Just get yourself in the mix towards the end of the season and let's see what happens.
Okay. If there is some loans to be made still, what positions are we short in, James, then?
Centre forward. A centre forward, because I think, I know we've brought in some attacking players, but if you took Osmaic out of that team, we'd be struggling. I'd like to see another winger. I know we brought Dobbin in, but it's not necessarily plugging gaps now. It's just getting more attacking options, I think, is what we need. I think the midfield and the defence are fairly settled. The goalkeeper is never going to change. Just some more attacking options because we're relying heavily on Osmaic's goals, which is fine, but at some point they'll dry up. So what do we do then?
Okay. You mentioned the loan signing of Dobbin there. What have you made of him?
Well, I've watched little bits of him, But I think the telling point was that the Norwich fans were quite upset they didn't go back on loan there, which is always a sign of a good player. And I think in the past, when we've loaned players from Aston Villa, they've not been half bad.
As an Everton fan, I'll give you my views on it when the whole team are back. Yeah, they don't match what your positivity anyway. Yeah, and if you talk to any West Brom fan as well, they'll give you that this isn't the signing which some Preston fans are making it out to be. But we may be proven wrong. I'll keep our powder dry on that one. Right. Yes, let's talk about away shirts. Before we talk about away shirts, then, QPR had an absolute drubbing this weekend against Coventry 7-1. So we are asking across our channels this week, what's the worst drubbing that you've seen your club go through? We'll get James's view on that in a second. But in the comments, please, when you've sat a deep down or away from home and wanted to leave at half time, what is the worst one in your memory? The QPR fans were streaming out of the ground at 30 minutes yesterday, which is, it's not the longest journey, but yeah, it ain't great. Does one stick in your mind, James?
There's two. That's how bad we've been. Watford at home a couple of seasons ago, we lost 5-1, which was painful at Deepdale. And then, I can't remember, 6, 7, 8 years ago, we lost 6-0 at Newcastle. And me and my friend who I went on with, we left at 4 and we turned round because we heard cheering. Preston had got a corner.
Right. Can you better those two results in terms of how bad they've been? And we'll get our panel's view on it, of course, next week as well. Then, right. Now we need to give a warning here. Anybody of a nervous disposition that hates seeing gross things on your screen, look away now. Here we go. This season's away shirt. James, one of the bottom three ever. Or do you love it?
I prefer it to the home shirt, but I don't love it. No, I mean it's a basic Castor logo, basic Castor shirt with the logo is a bit of an eyesore, isn't it? It's too big. It's far too big. Yeah, I don't. If I could rate it out of 10, I'd give it a 5, and that's being generous. But that's about it.
I mean, it does smack of the work experience lad has come in at Castor in March and been given this to do, and this is what they've come up with. The sizing of all the badges is disproportionate. The collars, the navy against the blue doesn't ring out, and then the odd cuff type thing. It baffles me. And then of course the luminous yellow is just an eyesore. But so we're asking you, have we had any worse? Are there any Preston away shirts that you can think of that have been worse than this? Just any spring to mind for you, James?
Yeah, there was a red and black one. I know quite a few fans liked it, but it was like we were trying to cosplay that we were Man City. I didn't like it at all. It wasn't for me. Any red top, I don't think should be involved with Preston. We've had a few red ones.
Yeah, we're going to that debate of red on the current home shirt as well, don't we? As well. Next week we'll look at the horrendous third shirt. I mean, you've really had a stinkers this season, haven't you, Preston, with shirts?
I like that third one.
Really? My gosh! Right. I mean, at QPR when I watched the game together, it didn't look bad at all. But yeah, hanging on its own, it looks a shocker. Right, thanks for doing that one. All right, off to Pompey we go then. One of Preston's longest journeys this season. In fact, Preston's longest journeys this season. So yes, shout out to anyone travelling from Lancs. Oh, you're heading there, are you, James? Yeah. What time are you setting off?
Luckily, I think my dad's driving. Oh no, not my dad. We're basically, me and my brother are setting off dead early on. We're just trying to find out how we get there.
Head south might be a good idea.
I think a point again. I know I sound really negative, but a point there at Portsmouth, I would be really more than happy with. If you win your home games, get points at your away games. That's the recipe for going up. I just Fratton Park's one of those grounds where it's just awkward. That's what I think of Fratton Park. Just they're an awkward side. I'd be happy to get out there unscathed with a 0-0.
Okay, right. Okay. Yeah, it's a long journey back when it's been a dull 0-0. I've done that many times myself. Right. Thanks so much, James, for doing solo this week. Great to have you on board with us. Thank you, of course, very much for watching. If you can help us get to 150 this week, that'd be absolutely amazing. Do let us know about the worst ever away kit you've ever seen and the biggest drubbing, and we'll give a read out to some of these on next week's episode. As of course we review the Portsmouth game. Join us for that. Thank you very much. Have a great bank holiday week, everyone.